Okay, so something ancient is hurtling through our cosmic neighborhood right now. It's called 3I/Atlas, and it's only the third interstellar object we've ever confirmed. And let me tell you, it is forcing us to ask some really big questions about our place in the galaxy. So let's break down what we know and what we think we know.
Now, to most scientists, this is an absolutely incredible natural wonder, a genuine relic from the dawn of the Milky Way. But there's a new, pretty speculative analysis that suggests something else entirely, something far more deliberate. We're about to unpack both sides of this cosmic mystery, so stick around.
All right, first things first, let's get grounded in the facts. What do we actually know about this thing, and why did it basically make every astronomer on the planet drop what they were doing? So, on July 1st, 2025, the Atlas Sky Survey down in Chile spots this faint object, and right away, its trajectory was the dead giveaway. See, objects from our solar system are kind of stuck here, gravitationally down to the sun, orbiting in nice ellipses. But this thing, it was on a hyperbolic path, basically a one-way ticket straight through our system. It came from the void between the stars, and it's heading right back out. It is never, ever coming back.
And the speed? It is just staggering. We've had a couple of these interstellar visitors before, right? Oumuamua and Borsov. But 3I/Atlas just blows them out of the water. It's moving at 58 kilometers per second. That's over 130,000 miles per hour. It's not just a little bit faster, it's in a completely different league.
That incredible speed tells us something really profound about its age. When you trace its path backward, it leads to a place called the Milky Way's thick disk, which is home to some of the most ancient stars in our galaxy. This suggests this object is somewhere between 7.6 and maybe even 14 billion years old. Our entire solar system, for comparison, is just 4.6 billion years old. We could literally be looking at the oldest comet humanity has ever laid eyes on.
So, as you can imagine, with this ancient messenger in our sights, the world's most powerful telescopes have been scrambling to learn everything they possibly can before it just vanishes back into the darkness forever. And the orbital data just sealed the deal. So, in astronomy, any object with an eccentricity value greater than 1 is escaping the sun's gravity. It's on its way out. 3I/Atlas has an eccentricity of over 6. That is the smoking gun for its interstellar origin. And it gives us a key date to circle on our calendars, October 29th, 2025. That's when it makes its closest pass by the sun.
When the Hubble Space Telescope turned its powerful eye on the object, it saw way more than just a dot of light. You might remember our first visitor, Oumuamua, which was, well, it was just a mystery point. But 3I/Atlas was surrounded by this fuzzy haze of gas and dust, a classic coma, and that was the definitive proof we were looking at a real, live, active comet. And that coma is absolutely crucial. It's formed as the sun's heat literally boils ice off the comet's core. And by studying the light from that coma, we got our first amazing clue about what it's made of: water. Yep, we've detected water ice and water vapor, confirming that a key building block for life as we know it is just floating around out there in other star systems. That's huge.
Okay, so, to recap, we have an ancient water-rich comet from another star. That alone is absolutely incredible. But this is where the story splits into two very, very different and equally astonishing interpretations of all this evidence.
All right, so here's what the mainstream scientific community thinks. It's clear, and it's super exciting. 3I/Atlas is a natural object. It's a pristine sample of the stuff that formed planets around some other, much older star. Think of it like a time capsule from the early galaxy, giving us this unbelievable chance to study the chemistry of a completely alien solar system.
But there's another idea out there. A speculative new paper that argues these interstellar visits aren't random at all. It's called the CALM Protocol, and it's presented as a thought experiment that analyzes these interstellar visitors as something else entirely. Not visitors, but probes. Part of a deliberate, hostile, multi-million-year plan.
The model reframes a bunch of cosmic events into this chilling 5-phase plan. Phase 1. The dinosaur-killing Chicxulub impact wasn't some random accident, but a biosphere reset. Phase 2. Oumuamua arrives in 2017, acting like a surveillance drone to see if technological life pop back up. Phase 3. Our discovery of it triggers the arrival of 3I/Atlas, which they call a tracer round, to help calibrate a weapon. After it sends its data back home, the final phase begins, a supernova bomb, which they calculate would arrive in 2033.
The hypothesis even points to a potential origin, the star Deneb, which is 1,700 light-years away, a location it calls the Star Killer's Perch. This leads the authors to this really haunting suggestion that maybe ancient monuments like the pyramids were never meant to be tombs, but warnings.
Now, to be very clear, the authors stress that this is a thought experiment, but they point to the astronomical odds against all these events just happening to align by pure chance. The number is so big, it's practically zero. As they put it, this means we've either uncovered a genuine pattern of cosmic significance or encountered an extraordinary statistical anomaly. In other words, it's either a pattern or it's a miracle.
So, regardless of which theory you find more compelling, ancient natural relic or an advanced hostile probe, the next few months are absolutely critical. The entire scientific world is watching very, very closely.
The world's most powerful observatories are on high alert. I'm talking the James Webb, the Hubble. They're all going to be analyzing the comet's composition both before and after it swings by the sun on October 29th. The data they collect in the next few months could give us some definitive answers.
And the authors of that CALM paper, they've actually proposed a way to test their own hypothesis. They call it Operation Solar Shadow. The goal is pretty straightforward. Use everything we've got, like the Parker Solar Probe, to watch for any unnatural behavior as it whips around the sun. Any weird course corrections, any energy bursts, any data transmissions. Anything like that would be an undeniable red flag.
So, in the end, whether 3I/Atlas turns out to be a natural time capsule or something far stranger, its visit is just a profound reminder that we are not isolated. Our sun is just one star among billions, and we are part of a galaxy that is teeming with history and possibilities we're only just beginning to wrap our heads around.
With all the new observatories coming online, we're about to start seeing a lot more of these interstellar visitors. And as 3I/Atlas recedes back into the darkness, it leaves us with this electrifying question. What else is out there right now, hurtling toward our tiny little patch of the cosmos?
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at something pretty special, a new visitor from way out there, 3I/Clay.
That's right. It was just spotted July 1st, 2025. And it's a big deal because it's only the third interstellar object we've ever confirmed.
Third ever. So the I means interstellar, obviously, and ATLAS is the telescope system that found it.
Exactly.
So our mission today is, well, what is this thing? Where's it been? And maybe more intriguingly, what are people saying about it? There's some wild theories out there.
There certainly are. But let's start with the basics. It's an active comet. So, it has a core, the nucleus, surrounded by this cloud of gas and dust, the coma.
Right, the fuzzy bit.
Yeah, Hubble got some good pictures back in July showing that coma pretty clearly, and maybe even the start of a dust tail.
And it's just passing through.
Absolutely. Its path is hyperbolic, which is the key indicator. It's not orbiting our sun, it's just on a flyby. It won't be back.
And the speed, I saw the numbers, it's just incredible.
Oh, it's moving incredibly fast, up to 68 kilometers per second relative to the sun.
Which is like, what, 152,000 miles per hour?
Something like that, yeah. Much faster than Oumuamua or Borisov, those other interstellar visitors.
That speed alone tells you something, right, about its journey.
It really does. And then there's the size. This got a bit confusing early on, didn't it?
Yeah, I remember seeing huge estimates at first, like 10, maybe even 30 kilometers across.
Right, but the later observations refined that quite a bit. Now the thinking is it's probably somewhere between, say, 0.3 and 5.6 kilometers, most likely under 1 kilometer wide.
Okay, so smaller than first thought, but still significant. And where did it come from? That's the really exciting part for scientists, I guess.
Hugely exciting. The best guess is it came from the Milky Way's thick disk.
Thick disk. So that means it's potentially really, really old?
Potentially, yes. Maybe over 7 billion years old. That's older than our entire solar system.
Wow. So it's like a time capsule from before the sun and Earth even formed.
Pretty much. It could tell us about the early galaxy, what things were like back then, and we already know it's water-rich. We've detected water ice, vapor, hydroxide ions.
And just to reassure everyone, it's not going to hit us or anything.
No, definitely not. Its closest pass to the sun is late October 2025, and that'll be safely between Earth and Mars's orbits. No threat at all.
Okay, good. So, fascinating object, ancient origins. But then things take a turn into, well, speculative territory, don't they? This CALM protocol.
Ah, yes, the CLM protocol. It's definitely out there. It's framed as a thought experiment, but it proposes something quite radical.
Radical is one word for it. They're suggesting it's not just a comet, but maybe an alien probe?
Sort of. The authors of this protocol suggest it could be a tracer round or a yield calculation probe.
A yield calculation probe? What does that even mean?
Well, their idea, and remember, this is highly speculative,
Right, speculative.
is that its mission is to take final measurements of our sun when it passes close in October. Then, supposedly, transmit that data back to what they call a potential aggressor, somewhere in the Cygnus complex.
Preparing for what?
According to the hypothesis, preparing for a supernova bomb that they claim is timed to arrive on January 1st, 2033.
Okay, wow, that's a lot. And they try to link this to past events.
They do. They draw lines connecting 3 Itolas to things like the Chicxulub impact that killed the dinosaurs, another big impact in Wilkes Land, even the supernovae that created the local hot bubble millions of years ago.
Suggesting like a pattern.
Yeah.
A long-term campaign.
Exactly. They call it a potential systematic sterilization campaign over vast timescales. It's quite the narrative.
And they back this up with math. I saw some absolutely astronomical odds mentioned.
Yes, they claim that I think it's 16 different factors lined up in such a way that the odds against it being random chance are 1 in 355.6 quintillion.
Quintillion, that number is basically zero, probability-wise.
Effectively, yes. They argue this points to mathematical certainty of a non-random pattern, although they do stress that interpreting it as hostile intent is the speculative leap.
Still, it sounds like science fiction, but scientists are planning to watch it very closely, right? Operation Solar Shadow.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Regardless of the CALM hypothesis, this is a unique opportunity. Assets like the James Webb Space Telescope, though it can't look right at the sun, it can watch ingress and egress, plus Parker Solar Probe, the Inouye Solar Telescope.
I'll be watching.
They'll all be trained on it during that October solar transit. They'll be looking for anything unusual. The CALM authors specifically mention signs of surveillance, energy gathering, maneuvering, or, well, aggression. Though most scientists are just hoping for amazing cometary science.
So whether it's just an amazing piece of ancient rock and ice or something else, it's definitely making us think.
Absolutely. It forces us to confront that question, doesn't it? In this immense universe with billions of years of history, how do you tell the difference between an incredible natural coincidence
And a pattern that might mean something more. Yeah.
It's a profound question.
Definitely something to keep pondering as 3i Reicheless makes its brief but very memorable trip through our little corner of the cosmos.